Generic greetings and welcome to Prison Architect, and also the first video of 2018 for the channel, so happy new year. This is the Prison Architect update 13 FPC Steam beta, and apart from this nice new splash screen, we've also got a couple of new options. If we go to create new prison, you can see we have the standard prisoner stuff, so select prisoner gender, choose the warden, all of the options on the right hand side, but also we've now got the Warden Mode, and what this does is lock your viewport above the warden. You get one straight away as soon as you start your prison. And you use the same control scheme as the escape mode, so W and S and D to move around, tab to activate your inventory/fight mode, and you have to build your prison from that mode. You cannot pan your camera around all over the place, you cannot zoom out to maximum level, and because of that, I think it's going to be a very, very different game, and that's why we're doing a full series on this. So the standard stuff here, we're going to go for a male prison, we're going to go for the standard warden mode on. There's also a permadeath mode, because the warden can die. For example, if there was a fight in a high security area and you to go in to rebuild something, they can attack you. In fact, they probably will attack you, which is why you can arm yourself, you can put on body armor, you can get guards. There's loads of additional features, which is really cool. So that's why you can, you will be put in harm's way, but that's why we're also not going to do the permadeath, because quite frankly, I think it's going to be challenging enough as standard. I've only tried this and moved around, I haven't built anything with it. This is going to be a fairly blind run through, and yeah, I haven't played this game properly for quite some time. But anyway, let's just see how it goes. So we've got a small prison, because anything else would be insane, because you do have to walk around your prison in real time, so don't really want to go anything other than small. Fog of war on, although it is sort of on by default anyway. Your warden can only see what they could realistically see, so they can't see through walls and such. They do have a line of sight cone and things like that. Also, I believe they can see through CCTV cameras, so that's the only caveat to the only see what they see. Forests on, because we can. No lakes, no buildings. Fairly conditions are on. Gangs, no, because it'll be too hard. Events, yes, because I think that's a nice little touch. Weather and temperature we're not going to have on. Staff needs we're not going to bother with either. Unlimited funds, no, and cheats, no. Also, there's now a mutator tab, and this adds, again, loads of extra life to the game. Actually, it gives it a nice little fresh punch, because you can add, say, for example, big head mode, which is just makes all the prisoners big head for some reason. But things like acid rain, cause rain and snow to damage prisoners. Gang warfare, only gang members will arrive in your prison. So there's loads of stuff that you may have wanted, but, well, you may have thought you wanted, but you actually don't, because they're either too difficult or too stupid. But now, because they're mutators, it's like it's sort of showing you their look. Some of them are okay, some of them aren't. There you go, just try it out, and I like this. But you can say random, and it'll give you, for example, the good stuff, which is prisoners with tier drugs and alcohol, randomly gain additional traits. We've got get me out of here, so they try to dig their way out. Loads of additional stuff, so yeah, that would be really insane. The big house, all prisoners are legendary. Good luck. No, we're not going to put those on. You've also got things like no tunnels and special staff and fast deliveries. We're just going to turn all these off. We're going to have standard build through, but just with Warden Mode, and then another series. Let me just check that again. Yeah, we're fine. So standard playthrough, but with just Warden Mode, and then the next series that we do, if we do one, we'll have all of that. We'll do some mutator stuff and make it really, really difficult. So let's just click play. And first things first, you can see that straight away we are now with the warden. So WS and D to move around, and you can see we are running at a fairly decent pace on here, but as soon as we go on to the grass or to the soil, we slow down, and that means that I can see myself building a lot more pathways early on than normal. Let's just go over to the CEO's letter and delete it, because that's just their opinion. We're going to close off the intake, and then we are going to start building. So if we roughly measure the center, if memory serves, I believe it's an 80 wide from the top and bottom, so we're going to measure a 40 out, and that'll be the rough centre of our prison. Actually, should be the exact centre of our prison, but we might have got this wrong, so hey-ho. There is 40 there, so we will then expand off, like, that's going to be the centre of the prison and probably the entrance. We're going to come down, and first things first is we're going to build an office. This isn't going to be the standard way of building. We're not going to be, say, planning a bit, planning loads of stuff out and then building, and then, doing it that way. We're going to be planning and building, planning and building, planning and building, because we can only see a certain distance. This is the max zoom level. Like, I can scroll. That just doesn't work. So, yeah, that's as far as we can go. Anyway, so we want to go over to the quick build and then to the office. And we want to place an office in this bottom corner here, which will go in there. You can't really build to the end, so we're not going to bother with that one. And then we'll click planning and then walls, and then we'll have a wall going up here. And this is going to be our row of admin. So all of our offices will be on the outside of the prison. So that's fine. Let's just go over to reports and then to our grants. We want to take the basic detention center and the administration center, which will give us immediately the warden ticked, because obviously we start with one. It does say require office, because if we go over to bureaucracy, we can't do anything without an office. So all of the standard stuff applies here. All the standard rules for building are still in the game. So that's something to take note of. What I'm going to do is go over to our objects and then to sell object. Actually, we can't. We're going to have to dismantle. And we're going to dismantle all of these trees. And the reason we want to do that is because you make money from dismantling them. So I'm going to dismantle all of these. Looks like we've looked out with the trees. That's fine. And I will go over to the right. And first thing I want to do is go to the rooms and then garbage. And we will delete this garbage over here. And then we're going to move it probably a little bit further up to... Why have I still got a... Why was that still on there? It was a weird shape, that one. Let's just change garbage to that side. Doesn't really matter for now, but we'll put it there. And then we also want to have the exports. And we'll put the exports in there. Okay, that's fine. I'll be changing those anyway. I'll be moving them around and such. So that is our garbage and exports. So what they're going to do is crack on and try and build the office, and it looks like they are not, so we will prioritize that. Again, all the standard control scheme is in there, so you can hold control and then click and drag, and that will prioritize certain things. So really it's just your viewport is locked to the warden, and yeah, it's just... when I heard about it, I must confess, I heard about it. I saw the video. Coincidentally, it was about, I think it was the same day or a day after I released the first episode of the Christmas mini series type thing, where we made a nice little Christmas tree shaped prison. And I heard about it and I went, that sounds a bit gimmicky, but I'll give it a go. I'll try it. And I watched the video and I thought, you know what, that could actually make it very different. A very, very, very different game. Already, I'm playing it much different from what I would normally do. I would plan this prison off. I would think many, many hours ahead of what I'm trying to do and build. Mainly that's due to, my I think it's 500 odd hours on the game, which is absurd. That's 300 hours on Steam, and then really, who knows how many after that. And when it wasn't on Steam. But yeah, either way, it's... I'm not planning ahead. I'm trying to think what am I going to do, but I can't see further than this. So it is a much different game. So very different game. So we've got our office, so we should be able to now. Yeah, we are starting to do finance, and we should have actually got our clipboard out. Are we not got our clipboard out? Oh, there we go. We can open inventory mode, and we do have a clipboard in our hand, which can be used as a weapon. But when we are just researching, when we're not in inventory mode, you can see we've got the clipboard there. It moves around as well when you. When you look with the mouse. That's cool. So this is our office. So in order to get the administration center, we need 2 officers, we need an accountant, and unlock finance. So I'm just going to speed up to max speed. We're going to go over to the quick build once more, and then to the office. And has it been added? Oh yes, perfect. I was going to put the office there, but I thought that's a bit of a wasted space. Can we intersect them like that? And yes, we can. It is smart enough to do that. Although it looks like they might delete that wall and then build on. No, it doesn't look like they're going to, that's good. Okay, so we're going to go to materials and over to concrete tiles. Put a concrete tile in there. Concrete tile in... Would it be there or there? There. There we are. Okay, so that's our other office put in. It does just say office at the moment because we haven't got anyone to put in there, which will be the accountant, and then that'll be our administration centre done. As for the water and power, I think we'll put it up here, and we'll put it in a separate building most probably. So we'll have a room, which will go to planning, we'll go to walls, and it'll be an internal diameter of 5.5, so it'll be 7.7, because that'll be there, the power block, and then the capacitors all the way around it. Obviously, we then need, if we just go to objects, we can see that that's all going to be our water and power, and then we want here for our, that's going to be our water, and that's going to be our boiler. Because even though we haven't got weather and temperature on, we still do need, I believe, the water boiler. So that's going to be our room. So foundation, building, brick. Place all of that. And ideally, we'd want the entrance here. Which we can do. I don't need these internal walls. It just looked interesting. So no, we're not going to bother. We'll have a staff door in there. That should be a job done. So we will now go for an accountant. So staff, accountant... Hire them, and there you go. They now go into that office, and That's it done. Bureaucracy. We'll get the accountant to go for extra grand. From the warden, we will go for health and psychology, because that'll be probably the next one we get. Although, this is where it really starts getting difficult, because I would normally know roughly where I'm going to put this in the prison, but at the moment, I have no idea. What I do want to do, though, is go over to planning, and then walls, and make sure that I've got a wall all the way around, which, to be fair, we know we're going to do, but it's just nice and comforting to know that we have planned that. In fact, why am I planning it? Why don't I just build it? Because then we know we've got it done. So we got a fence. We're on a fence. Up and around. Obviously, we are on max speed here, which is why we're running at a fair old rate. This will maybe eventually become a perimeter wall. It's very difficult to see if that's the case or not. It depends on how far we get with this. There we go. And then along to there. Now, obviously, this one here is going to be a little bit further out than the other one. But it's also going to go in more. Do we want to go in more? That's the question. See, we could have additional buildings here for storage and such. But then we've got the problem with it. Yeah, this is a question. That is a question and a half, isn't it? Do we want this as a fence, or do we want this as wall? So near the entrance, you want your offices, you want your staff room, all that sort of thing. The question is, do we have a staff room inside or out? And I don't know what the answer is to that. So either way, I'm going to crack on with building 1, 2, and 3 more officers, and the reason for that is we'll have 1 for the security chief, 1 for the foreman, and 1 for the lawyer, and then the others, well, the other, if we go over to bureaucracy, will be the... Who would it be? Who am I missing? The psychology, which will be inside the prison. We don't have to have them inside the prison, but... oh, do we? Yes, we do, because if you do the psychological program, the prison has to come to the office, which is outside, so that can't happen. Okay, so we'll go for security, we'll go for maintenance. That should do us for now. You can see psychology is now unlocked. I will just go over to the reports and then grants. We've got a short-term investment, long-term investment. We're going to go with inmate health and well-being. We're going to go for a short-term investment, and we need to get a high-risk psychologist, which requires an office, which will not be in here. That'll be inside the prison somewhere. Although what I might do is quickly build it first and then get the grant done. Although, do I need to do that? Not really. You know what? Let's just crack on with building the rest of the fence. Now, this is, as I said, and I'm sure I'll mention it many, many other times, this is going to be a different way of building. And it means that certainly a lot more mistakes are going to be made. Can guarantee almost that there's going to be more mistakes made. And that's just how it is. But it's interesting. I really do like the idea of this mod. The execution, however, I'll tell you in 10 episodes if we get that far. So, we're going to have this going all the way up and around. I've decided to make this as a fence. If nothing else, I can have a wall, brick wall and such around there. So this is going to be the entrance to our prison. We do want a little bit like that, because this is going to be... it's going to have an entrance there, and then we'll have a 2 eternal walkway all the way around, although I'm not entirely sure what's going to be back here. I don't know if this is going to be internal brick wall or anything like that. All I'm wanting to do at the moment is get the fence up and running. So we'll go over to objects, large jail door. We'll put a large jail door right on the entrance there, and then we want a... Ooh, how do we want this? That'll actually be brick wall, this thing here, so we'll cancel that. So we'll put 1... Actually, we won't want any of that, because this is going to be double door, that's going to be double door, and then these bits are going to be a foundation building brick. Let me just plan that off first, so we know that this is the centre of the prison, so we'll just make sure we've got that there. Cancel that off, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our brick wall will go up to 4, along for 6. Doesn't really matter too much, although I should have made it... Hang on. 4. Is that big enough for the... Is that big enough for our reception? That's probably too big. That's big enough for a reception. I believe. Okay. Actually, let's try it. Objects. That'll be a... So you need a bit in the centre for your desk, chair, and then 2 tables. Yeah, that's fine. I think we can handle that. Building brick. That's wrong. Building brick. There we go. Objects. Large jail door. Bang. There you are. Okay, so we also want on, I think the north, we'll want a... Ooh, what do we want? Well, maybe a door. I'm going to have this as visitation, I think. All up to here is visitation, because it's very close to here. Sort of makes sense to me. Then we need an area for storage, which I think this area here will become storage, although it's going to be a very, very, very small storage area. Assuming this would be storage, if we're having a gap of 2 all the way around, which we don't need a gap of 2, but ideally you do if you're having patrols and such, we'd have to have it like that. So this would end up as storage, and it's just not big enough. Although we could have an entrance there for storage, entrance there for people and staff, and then a central walkway along, and not sure. Anyway, objects, dismantle. Oh, it's already getting dismantled. We'll dismantle those and those and those. What we might do, actually, we'll go to staff and we'll hire some more workmen. Just the two. And we will finish off inside here. Is that a bit of planning? Oh, because deliveries is here. Okay, let me change that first. Ah, yeah, good point. Haven't got deliveries. I can go over the other side. That's fine. So, rooms, type in a bit of del. We can even put D. And there you go. Delivery's gone. And for some reason it makes this 2x2 there. Don't know if you saw that. It makes like a... Well, not 2x2, but like a bigger section when you... Like that there. Changes the grid. Oh, it's because I'm holding shift. Didn't know that existed. Cool. Alright, so in here we want this as reception. Click and drag, job done. So table. Office desk. Chair. There you are. Not exactly where I planned it, but it'll do. Alright. So we will go up the top. We'll get some power in. Utilities. Power station. Wham. In the middle there. Couple of capacitors. Water pump. Put in the boiler in later on. Although the boiler's not in there. It did say temperature as well, I believe, when I started that. It did say weather and temperature. So is temperature not in at all now? For that one. Oh well. Let's just go to concrete tiles, place that in there. We will place concrete tiles in the entire room. In fact, you know what? Let's do it. Let's try, and I do stress try, and make it so that we are finishing off the rooms. So concrete tiles up until we get to the inside there. And then we'll have, say, what would be inside here? Wooden floor, probably. The most expensive floor going, obviously, as well. But there you go. There's the wooden floor in the offices. Offices. Foreman. One foreman. Psychologist. Not going to hire. So, just being run over by a truck. It's always a problem with Warden Mode. Oh, hang on. There you go, look. Immediately, I started to go up to here, but then realised that, oh, it's a fence. So, we'll have to go around. There we go. So we'll have utilities, electrical cable. Obviously, we want to connect up the water there, and then we will run this. We could run it underneath, I believe. Yes, we can. So we will just run this straight down. Like that. There you are. Job done. And then we'll have a central spine of electricity, as well as the large water pipe, which, to be fair, we can just run underneath here. Like that. And then we can run it in when we need to. There you are. Okay, so we do have power. We've got a reception. So, basic detention centre. You need a holding cell, you need a shower, you need a yard, you need a kitchen, canteen, at least 2 guards, 2 cooks. Yeah. Let's get on with that. So, actually, first what I'm going to do is have a quick run around. If we've got anyone that's not working, we'll just say dismantle all of these trees. And there's a lot of these trees, which is good because it does give us some money. Don't know if we're going to have a massive amount of trees left because we have chopped several of them. Oh my, no, we found an entire forest here. That's fine with me. It'll take a while, but, you know, it's cash money. Oh, we can't get those, sadly, because they're right near the wall. They will stay there forever. Right, planning, close that off. So, let's just take stock. This is the centre of our prison, right? We know this. Let's just work on the principle that we are going to have a wall going down here all the way along, alright? For some reason, can't press that one. Good job I've turned... Ooh! Good job I've turned off sticky keys. And are we moving that? I think we are. Yeah, we're going to assume we're going to do this. Yes, contraband will be able to be flung in through the wall. Just where it is. Along there, and then down. There you are. So that's our internal perimeter wall of patrolling. Okay, so we can have dogs, we can have everything else patrolling, and the warden has found some litter on the floor, which is actually a summary of the game. Look at this garbage. It's a summary of the game. Okay. So we're gonna assume that that's gonna be our bit all the way around the outside. Still don't have any clue what this is going to be. Although I have a feeling what I might do is have like a sort of semi-staffy area here. So things like, well, this room's pretty much got nothing we can go in it. Unless we really just connect like a section here. If we have, say, that come along, and that's going to be a wall. Well, I don't actually use the wall bit. We could have that as, yeah, let's make that as pathway for now. So that's a bit better. So if we assume that as a storage, it's not the worst idea in the history of creation. It's just getting there. So we've got, let's take quick stock. We've got guard barracks, armory, dogs, staff room, storage, canteen. Well, kitchen, canteen sort of has to be next to it. Okay. Okay. What we'll do, we'll have a building. Let me just check. One there. Could put against the wall, couldn't we really? Yeah, that's what we'll do. One against the wall, one against the wall. Right, okay. Foundation, building brick. And we'll have it as that. Alright, that's visitation. And it means that the visitors can come in, go straight into there. We will have... This is storage. We will also have a walkway, double walkway like this going along. Like that. Alright. And that'll be the main way in the prison. You come in here, through this, through this, and through this. In reality, the prisoners are almost certainly going to be taken through the visitation, but I don't like that. Oh, also, should point this out, we don't have the option. We need deployment. Okay. Essentially, we've now got another option for preferred walkways. So if you don't like the way that your staff or that anyone else is taking, you can have a preferred walkway, and they will always try to follow that path. So like signpost type things. So that's what that's for, which we'll be using later on. Going to go over to this bit here, and we'll say we want deployment, we want intelligence, we want patrols, we want the lot on there. We also probably want micromanagement, but we're starting to spend a bit more money than I'm really comfortable with. So we'll go over to staff, and we'll spend even more money by getting a chief to unlock what I've just got there. And let's just see how that gets on. So, back to this bit. Storage. And then this will be the staff only. Staff only will come along. And will then... This will be the kitchen. Then the canteen. And then the cell blocks on either side. This will be for all the staff stuff. And then this will be up here. This bit will probably be for, or whatever, will be for like a shop and such. So that's bad. It's deleted a lot of walls. So staff door goes there. We'll get that built. Staff door can also go in here. We'll rebuild the wall. Like that. Put a standard door in. And then a large jail door. Although it's a massive security breach here anyway, but whatever. It just is what it is. That one there. That one there. Visitation. I'm going to designate it, but I'm not going to build it just yet. There we go. So that's visitation. Storage. It really has thrown me this a little bit. It really has. Just building it in this mode is a lot different. So, the cells will probably be off this edge and going up and round. What type of cells, though, is the question. Well, could go dormitory, but I'm not a big fan of that. Let's go with self-contained blocks, because it'll be easier to then build from one side to the other. So, walls, and just to start with, we'll have that. We'll have the standard cells. Actually, what I'll do is I'll have the shower at the bottom. Each block will have a shower. And the reason for this is I can then designate each area for low, medium, and high risk and such, and that'll be a bit better for us. So, we'll have that in there. So this will be a shower. So it's already a bit bigger than I'd want, but we'd have, say, that along there, then in like that. Maybe we'll have a 3 entrance in the centre, because why not? Actually, that's going to be the size of the cells, so it's going to be standard size cells, non-graded, I think. Although we'll get rid of that. We'll probably shrink it up one more. 3... then a row, and then, yeah, that should be alright, considering the size of this one. So it's standard 2x3 cell block here. And where's the middle for a start? Just so we can get the middle. There's the middle. Don't really want to go... Do we want to go right up to that is the question. We could. There's no reason why we can't go right up to that. Although if we do that, I'm certainly not going to be putting... Oh, it even fits in. Well, that's just fortuitous. So, there's no... I'm not putting it on the edge then, if that's the case, because it means then that we have a lot of people escaping, and I probably want to leave this edge bit for things like the shop and other things. So, yeah. So, 1, 2, 3. Then it'll be that. So, you get the idea. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 prisoners in each cell block. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Good enough for that. There's always one person who doesn't want to take a shower. So, that's fine. This is our standard cell block size. We have now determined that it is a 32 by 13 size. So... 32 by 13 means that when we get this side done, where we know where we're going to have our security and such, we can then go ahead and build, or at least plan off these cells, and then we'll know roughly what we need and what's going to be in here. And yeah, that's a rough start. I think we have got the rough idea of it. That's all we're going to do for this episode. I know it has been slower. That hasn't closed for some reason, and it will not close. That is annoying. Can we just delete that? Click storage, delete that. It is... Nope, it is now permanently open. Buggings! Okay, there you go. Anyway, that is the first episode of Prison Architect. As I said, this is going to be a bit different for previously. I know the building's going to be shorter, the time it takes is going to be longer, and that's simply because we've got this guy, and we have to just live within our means and, guess, follow the rules. We are the Warden. We have to, get our clipboard out and do all the research. Yeah, that is something we're gonna have to deal with, but I think it's good. I do actually think it's not as gimmicky as I thought it would be. It really does change the game up a lot, and even though it takes a bit longer, it's actually really fun. So that's all that matters. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Next episode, continue on. Hopefully build at least one cell, but I'm mainly going to get up the kitchen and canteen, and then I'll know how much space I've got for security, and I'm trying to plan several episodes ahead, and it's really making my brain hurt because I haven't played this thing in a while, or at least not at this level, and with this mode, it's making me think. And so all I've got to say about that. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.